bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here.
Ah, yes. Another video with the Great White Stoke from the Great West Coast. You know, the deeper I get into this book, The Robber Barons, the more it becomes clear that the people like the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Goulds, the Fisks, you name some wealthy old money family, they used violence, bribery, and financial chicanery to get ahead. Case in point, when the brakemen on the Erie Railroad decided to strike, Vanderbilt sent 1,000 armed men and told them to shoot anybody who gives them guff with regards to this strike. Further, it was only when a man entered the office of Jay Gould's office armed with a pistol did Jay Gould cower and quickly write a check for the man to leave. Because these fuckers, these capitalistic swine, only understand one fucking thing, and that is violence. And that is one thing that I can agree with regards to what Hassan Piker is saying. And that is, we've got to go after these fucking capitalists, and their blood has to run through the fucking streets. People like Zuckerberg, Sam Altmans, and all their ilk. The true capitalists. Now, Hassan Piker and his crew are going to manipulate and twist what a capitalist is. Mainly everybody who's white and doesn't ascribe to the pruning out leftoid weirdo ideology. Those people are the capitalist swine that need to have their blood run the streets. I contend it's people like Pelosi and Feinstein and their extended family members as well. The Kushners, all of them. The Trumpians, all of these bullshit capitalists that use bribery of the political class, financial chicanery, and violence as a means to their enrichment. They need to be dealt with, along with the bribed political class, who are nothing but whores for niggardly amounts of money. Nobody wants to really talk about that. That's a very taboo subject, because people want to say, but capitalism has brought so much. No, what we are saying is corporatism at its finest. Corporatism that has reared its ugly head. But circling back to Hassan Piker, it's very interesting that Hassan Piker, whose parents own numerous commercial properties and who is also the nephew of Cenk Uygur, has been given such a platform to make his pronouncements of kill Whitey and destroy Whitey and flood this country with immigrants, legal or illegal. Doesn't matter, but these immigrants need to fuck the white women and destroy the white race. I'm sure his platform is totally organic, and he hasn't been placed there by influential people who also need to be hanging from lampposts down Main Street, along with local, state, and national leadership as well. And it's interesting how current events are making for strange bedfellows. I have a neighbor from the LA area, and 20 years ago, you could call this guy artsy fartsy. Went to school for fine art, was a fine artisan, ran galleries in LA and in the Washington, D.C. area. Now he's involved with logistics and shipping fine art to the well-heeled. And he's been up on the mountain very regularly in the past few years, making necessary repairs to this cabin to make it a full-time affair, building out a garage. And over the 4th of July weekend, he invited us over to party down and watch some soccer games and enjoy some fraternization with his family, who are all native Argentinians. And I got to meet his sister-in-law and brother-in-law. They're both from Orange County. The sister-in-law is a teacher. The brother-in-law is a civil engineer. And they were grilling us very hard about how we make it on the mountain with regards to education for their kinders and how we get by. And a few days ago, I got to speak with my neighbor, and we were talking about current events. And he is genuinely freaked out about AI, because it's not the burger flippers and the low men on the totem pole that AI is coming for. No, it's coming for the white-collar management, middle executives. Those positions are getting phased out. And he was talking about how, it's one thing to keep a foot on the neck of low men on the totem pole, but when these managers, supervisors, executives all start getting replaced by AI, that there's going to be this weird political class that starts to form with strange bedfellows, because these supervisors and managers are going to be thinking, wow, I used to be in charge of all these low men on the totem pole, and yet I've been made obsolete, something that the low men on the totem pole have had to endure year after year with some upgrade of technology, some new corporate metric, yada, 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 all in the name of making sure them shareholders are taken care of. And he was talking about what's going to happen, and he stopped short of verbalizing one word. And what do you think that word is with regards to what's happening? That he stated that what's coming is ... Anyone got any guesses? Violence. That is what is left on the table, because the people who are in charge, the people who are really running the show, are all sociopaths and psychopaths, and these people can't help themselves. They are essentially junkies, high on their own supply of power, and they're not going to give it up willingly. They may come before us on some pre-scripted interview, statement, whatever you want to call it, where they will feign sympathy and that they want to make it right, and that they're putting together corporate programs and policies that are going to help the average man who's been getting shit on, since the 70s, when Nixon took us off the gold standard. Because God forbid we have money tied to anything beyond military might. And we're seeing how well that military might is going in Iran. I remember Savage remarking, not too long ago, mind you, about how, man, we've just got the munitions to blow anybody out of the water. How's that working out for Iran? Yeah, we've really got that Strait of Hormuz under control. Really helping out the average man there. No, these people are fucking psychopaths. And the only thing they respect and fear is low men on the totem pole grabbing their pitchforks and torches and coming for them and their family. Why do you think Zuckerberg is building some compound in Hawaii and gobbling up as much land from the indigenous people there while lambasting Whitey for subduing the indigenous here? Why do you think so many well-heeled corporate, what's the word I'm looking for? Corporate assholes are purchasing getaway shelters in New Zealand? And now Argentina has become the new hotspot for the well-heeled capitalist swine to go set up their retreat because they know what is coming. They know what is coming. And sooner rather than later, the well-satiated and well-groomed cattle of the American public are going to have to turn off the TV, put down their carbs, stop being abused spouses, and start making history and becoming the folk heroes that they are meant to be. Because these people are coming for your children. They're coming to send heritage Americans and their children to die. And they have no problem replacing you and calling you bad names and having you engage in suicidal empathy so that you don't have some guilty conscience about stuff that happened way before your time. And if you've done any traveling, only certain people are made to feel this way. Well, that's all we got. It's a very sobering time, and I can tell by the very few uploads of those in the caveman circle, because again, to have these discussions is an acknowledgement of what is coming. I hope you all are well. I hope you guys are looking after your health. And I hope you are gaining clarity and understanding where this is all headed and that there is something else beyond this mortal coil. Be well.